Kate McDonald, Mr. Mike Stewart, would you please come help her out? Thank you.
Okay. So my question is, as Apex grows, it's inevitable that the town will go through changes. Many of these changes are exciting, but there's always a fear that they will alter what we love about Apex and what many of us feel makes it a special place to live. Can you share some of your thoughts about what you think makes Apex so special as it is today, and what your priorities and efforts are for ensuring that these areas are protected against too much change? How do you intend to preserve the special parts of Apex as everything around us changes?
All right, very good. Thank you very much. So, questions about what's special to you, and maybe how do you want to preserve or save it? Okay.
Thanks, Kate. I kind of alluded this to at the beginning. To me, what's special about Apex is really the people. And I mean that sincerely. I've lived in a lot of towns growing up, and I've never really cared where I lived, but when I came to Apex, I cared about Apex, the people that are here. As far as preserving it goes, I always encourage people to get involved in their community. Especially like, for example, the festivals that we have. People think the town of Apex is doing that. Those are all employees, and they're not. They're volunteers, and a lot of them work darn hard to pull those festivals off. And all those festivals raise money for civic organizations, charities, that kind of thing. Nobody's really making a dime off those festivals. So I really encourage people to be involved in their community. PTA, whatever your strong suit is, even if it's an hour a week, 2 hours a week, every little bit helps, and that's really what I think is important. Were you talking more about growth at all as well?
Yes, and some specifics would be sort of, look what's happening at Chapel Bridge, for example. The old horse farms are going away. You look what's happening out at New Hill, and some of those things are what makes Apex special. And change is happening. How do you preserve while accepting change?
I guess in my opinion, I agree. I don't like seeing that, but really that's the market forces at work. Those people, owners of those horse farms are the ones that are choosing to sell it. And I like the pristine beauty of them all as well, but sometimes the reality is that their day has come, and the owners of that property want to cash in on their property, and I understand that. It's their investment. So to the extent that we can manage that and keep it under control, we'll do our best. But ultimately, the free market is going to take over. So thank you.
Okay, we have a couple things that have been in place for a long time, and that's the historic downtown district, which preserves kind of the old area of Apex to keep it as it was 50 or 100 years ago, practically. One of the things that Gene alluded to was the horse farm type subdivisions, these large lot subdivisions like Chapel Ridge. One of the things that the planning department is working on is an equestrian overlay district. And if all of these people, it takes all of the people within the development to agree that they will have an overlay district, and it'll preserve that area until the majority of the people want to change it. So that will help to protect places like Chapel Ridge. I personally voted. I don't know how many people know about Chapel Ridge, but I voted for the office park, and in part I voted because the whole area needed an office park, and it was in the front. I'm hoping that we can put that in and not impact Chapel Ridge to any great extent. There's other influences in Chapel Ridge that are a lot worse than what's going in the front. And around town, we try to preserve the historic houses, just in general. We work with, I forget the historic group for Wake County. They come in and they help, they buy up the houses, they get them fixed up, and then resell them with deed restrictions so that they keep the aesthetics that we like.
I'll echo a lot of what Gene said. To me, Apex is about the community, and living here 25 years, this town, the people here, I can't really walk down the street without seeing somebody that knows me or knows my family, and these people have embraced my family, and everywhere we go, it's like you help raise my children, you help guide our lives, and that's so important to me. I've always said it's a community spirit is what makes Apex so special. How do I preserve that? I've lived here 25 years. I've seen a lot of changes. I used to drive down North Chapel Road. I tell people the story. Forgive me if you've heard it, but my daughter had colic, and I don't know if you've had a baby with colic, but I'm like, okay, I'm losing my mind, right? And that's when it happened. Just to let you know. But so I would drive down North Chapel Road and leave her, with her dad, and say, I gotta get out of 2 minutes, and then I would be gone. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I am in the middle of nowhere. And if something happens to me, people will go, what happened to that baby's mama? Where is she? And I look out at, the changes out there. But, to me, I see progress. I see a lot of happy people. I see more schools. I see state-of-the-art schools. I see things that, my children, I've had the advantage of living here because of the growth and because of the changes. I grew up in eastern Wake County, and my grandfathers were tobacco farmers. Well, those tobacco farmers aren't there anymore, and you can imagine why people have moved on. So sometimes, change is good, change brings progress, and we have to embrace that too, and understand that things aren't always going to be what they are, but we are a community, and we have to help each other. And I go back to visit my mother and her church, and it's still that same community spirit there. The tobacco farmers are gone, but those people, their children and their grandchildren are still there, and they're going to make sure that people know that they're loved and cared about. And I agree with Jean, getting involved in this community, in a club, a church, or organization that will help build the community is what makes APEX special.
I don't disagree with anything that was said. I would say that one of the things that I really like about this town is really a sense of community. And so, for example, when the nature park went in, I got to see people that I hadn't seen in a while from my old neighborhood. It just seemed like home. And I do travel the state in my health work, and there is not even a place, even where I grew up, that's like APEX to me. And so I would say that the fact that all of you are here tonight, that you volunteer time, that you do things like we talked about, coaching teams, even if that's not really your sport. And so that's what I would say is that, this is really, we're a small group, and so I welcome anyone to help us with what, you think is, helpful. Someone tweeted at me about doing something similar that Carrie does with the scavenger hunt. Well, we're better than Carrie. We can definitely do that. So send me the information. Let me know what I can do to help. As far as preserving things, I would say that come to the environmental committee meetings. I hold them ad hoc when an issue comes to the forefront, and I hold them sort of town hall style, and I have people just come and present what their desires are. And what I'm excited about, as you know, is the Tree City, but expanding that, because Tree City really is about municipal land, and it's about, now it's going to be like a tree board, and it'll be tied to the environmental committee. So that's what I want, is that people who care about the environment and all, that we're trying to do here together, let's work together to do that. And the final thing I'll say is the way we help preserve things that we need is to work with other levels of government. So I would say that, having county commissioners and state and House representatives to work with us on things. I want to have supper over a couple of issues and have us really get down. So we want I want our town to be walkable and safe and bikeable and all that. We've got a lot of residents. We need to be able to get around in a better way. So what better way to help with the things impact on schools than to talk to other levels of government?
All right. Thank you.